When we started the farm 14 years ago, our setup for starting baby chicks was very different. We started them in the basement of the house. And so I wanted to show you what we do today and explain why we do that. Before I ever go inside, I'm looking at the distribution of the chicks. If they're all clumped together, it means they're probably too cold. And if they're all on the edges, it means they're too warm. So this looks great. I used to underestimate the importance of sanitation, thinking birds have their babies in the wild. Why is it such a big deal? But take a closer look at the way nature works. So while wild birds may not have Javix or bleach, they do start with sterile conditions for their babies. In fact, most birds make a brand new nest every year, so the material in the nest is completely free of the pathogens from the year before. And the few that do use an old nest, that nest has gone through rains and snow and freezing conditions to make it clean again, and it often add more material to it. A few years ago, we also invested in these heat lamps, which do a really nice job of putting radiant heat over the chicks uniformly and keeping them nice and warm. I can't tell you how many water systems we've tried, and actually 2 or 3 times we had major floods in the brooder. That did not go well. But this system here has worked well for us. There's water in the black tube. When the chicks touch the little nipple, which is silver and interesting to them, then a little bit of water comes out. And whatever water drips down goes into the yellow cup, where they also can drink from. One of the most important things in the brooder is that the bedding stay dry. And this is the only way we've found to be able to give them water that stays clean and keeps the bedding dry. A lot of conventional operations use a medicated chick starter to help the birds get off to a good start. But we can't do that for organic, and nor do we want to. We make all of our feeds ourselves, and we spare no expense to make this particular feed that is used for the first part of their life as perfect as we can for them. I learned early on that the way a bird is fed and how they are raised has a huge impact on how well they do later on in life. It's not worth skimping here, or you'll pay for it later. These little chicks will grow quickly, so they'll be ready to move on to grass late April or early May, and start laying just in time for strawberry season and when our box program starts in June.